I'm actually the Chief of Appeals for the International Criminal Tribunal for Rwanda. Prosecutor Hassan Jallo wishes he could have attended, but it is Ramadan, and he decided not to travel during Ramadan. The ICTR is moving toward completion. We're the oldest ad hoc tribunal, and our mandate is ending. So in July 2012, the ICTR will be done and will be starting handing over its functions to the residual mechanism that's been established by the Security Council. There is, however, a great deal of work that remains to be done, and the ICTR will see to completion all of the pending cases, including appeals, that it is responsible for. To date, we have 32 cases that have been completed through final judgment from the appeals chamber. We have recently arrested this summer one of our outstanding fugitives, Bernard Munigashari. Preliminary proceedings are starting at the ICTR in terms of arraignments, and he will face trial either at the ICTR or, if the decision is made, perhaps a referral to another jurisdiction. We have 10 additional cases currently in trial or pending before the trial chamber. Some have been submitted for decisions. Judgments in all of those 10 cases are anticipated by the end of this year, according to the judicial calendar. Some of them already, however, look like they may be spilling over into 2012. We also have currently 19 cases on appeal before the appeals chamber. 2 judgments in the Satako and Muvuni case are due to be rendered when I return to Arusha towards the middle of September. 2 additional cases will be argued, where oral argument will be presented on the briefs submitted by the parties before the appeals chamber, also in September. That's the Tabakuzi and Dominic Natiyalo cases. Briefing in all the remaining 15 cases is ongoing, and some of those cases involve our last remaining multi-accused cases. So those are some of our bigger cases. Some of them, one has 6 accused, the Butari case, another has 4 accused. Those cases will require substantial time for completion, particularly since there's translation issues and other things. So the briefing in those cases will span well into 2012. We're also, as the trial chamber proceedings in those 10 pending cases wrapped up, that will generate additional appellate work. So when you look at that, there'll be 22 additional appeals possible as a result of the ongoing trials. All of that work, of course, will need to be completed before the ICTR closes or can close, and it will take substantial time. We anticipate that all of our cases will be submitted to the appeals chamber by the end of 2013. And by submitted, I mean argued, so that basically the majority of our work as prosecutors will be done in terms of briefing and argument, and it will be up to the appeals chamber to decide the cases on the law and the facts and render their decisions. And some of those decisions, particularly in the multi-accused cases, will fall into 2014. Some of the other things we're working on are the Rule 11 bis, which is a referral procedure for sending cases to national jurisdictions. In the past, the prosecutor had filed 3 applications to refer cases to Rwanda for trial. Those applications were denied basically because the trial chambers and appeals chamber were not persuaded that Rwanda would be able to preserve the fair trial rights of the accused in those cases. In November of 2010, given some substantial changes in the laws in Rwanda and a lot of capacity building efforts from all of the international community to help Rwanda rebuild its judiciary and its prosecution and its victim witness services, its judicial infrastructure. The prosecutor decided to make several new applications in 3 cases. I'm happy to say that in June of this year, the first of those cases, which has been the flagship case, the referral chamber allowed the prosecutor's application for referral. So one of our first cases will be sending to Rwanda assuming the appeals chamber agrees with the referral chamber's decision. That too is another appeal that we're going to deal with in September. Briefing in that case will proceed very quickly, and we should have a judgment on that in October. That will, if we're successful, will be a key piece in our completion strategy, enabling us to refer any of the smaller cases remaining to Rwanda for trial. It also has ramifications for other jurisdictions that have extradition, want to extradite offenders to Rwanda for trial. So it could have a dramatic impact on proceedings at both the tribunal level and internationally. At the same time, we have 9 remaining fugitives. We're actively working on those cases in a variety of ways to make sure that those cases are handed over to the residual mechanism in an orderly fashion so that they can be prosecuted if and when those accused are captured.